have stressed job creation and economic policies as their top priorities. What role should the federal government play in job creation here in Indiana?
Federal government should play no role in the job creation here in Indiana. All job creation should basically come within. The federal government has created numerous jobs, and all those jobs are not sustaining. Those jobs are only temporary. So, as far as the federal government goes, leave the new jobs up to the people within the 3rd District. And the federal government basically needs to let the states run as far within the job creation solely up to the people of the district.
What position or platform that was important to Congressman Souther would also be important to you? And what position of his would you have differed on?
Well, again, it would, is this on?
No.
The conservative platform and the Republican platform is one of fiscal conservative attitude. Another is to protect our freedoms. Something that has happened with the current administration is we are seeing our freedoms eroded, and we need to stop that. A third is that the states are losing their sovereignty. They are dictating to the states, and the health care bill would be one example of that, where they mandate to states how they need to spend their money. Education would be another one. You've heard recently that the federal government has said that they want to unify how the education system, what is taught in classes throughout the country. And that should be left to local people and to the communities and to the school systems here. And so the big thing would be that government needs to take its hands off of more things and leave decisions in the local and in the state level and back off. And I think Congressman Souther was a conservative in that respect. Something that I would be different than him is I would not have supported the bailout. I don't think government funds have produced any jobs, nor have they reduced our unemployment. Remember, they said the bailout, if that we would pass that, our unemployment would not pass a certain rate, and we have passed that, and still there's no end in sight. So that was a wasted effort and created taxes for us for many years to come.
Presumably, you're in favor of more decisions being made at the local and state level of government. If this is true, what is your motivation to serve and participate at the federal level of government as a U.S. Congressman?
Well, there are a lot of decisions that are made at the local and state level, but they're not all decisions. Obviously, the federal government plays a role as well. School funding is one thing that we've looked at. It is mainly a state problem. But the federal government continues to increase money for schools to where it's almost up to 10%, and they will continue to increase that this year. There are many ways that the federal government cannot bail out the schools, and that's probably a bad choice of words at this time, but they can help with a little bit in terms of that 10%. There are a lot of things the federal government can do when you talk about No Child Left Behind as well. The federal government has a role that local and federal do not have. I talked to a number of mayors this week, and it was interesting. They talked about the relationship between local, state, and federal. One complaint they had was unfunded mandates. They were told you have to do this. In a lot of cases, there was a sewer separation. And not only does the federal government come in and say you have to do this, but you have to spend this amount of dollars and you have to do it on these terms. There's got to be a way when that can be done to stretch that out for these communities that are already hurting so much, and now they have to mix in the federal mandate as well. And then one person I talked to at the airport as well, they would get federal dollars to do a runway project. They count on $3 million a year from the federal government, but they can't do it all in one shot. They have to do it in 5 or 6 shots, which means it costs more, you have more security, you have other clearances. If we could get that more of a collaborated effort, they could do it in one trip and be done with that, where it would be much more efficient than if they had to do it 4 or 5 times. I think it's just one reason why the federal government's inefficient.
committee or committees will you seek or request if you are elected?
Well, I think I would go for the Budgetary Oversight Committee because we have to get a handle on the budget. And it covers so much of what the problems are with our country. And once I get that, I want to try and get a whole bunch of things passed because I actually have ideas that could fix our economy if we can get them implemented. And I know ways to get them implemented. But that's where I would start, the Budgetary Committee, just to get control, because we have to balance the budget. I don't think we can do a balanced budget amendment for the first thing, but I would support it. We need to find ways to get jobs back, and that will save our economy. It's all about jobs. It's all about getting production back into this country, and the federal government can do that. They just have to allow us to compete fairly. And then our budgets will come back into line. In fact, if we have a worker shortage, when there was a worker shortage in the 50s and 60s, they had health care and pensions automatically when you got out of high school. You didn't need a college education. Well, we could get that back, and that would help get everything back in alignment if we can get the worker shortage. So that would be my main goal. But first, we have to get the budget under control for now. And thank you.
Will you do all that you can to overturn Obamacare, and can it be overturned?
It absolutely can be overturned. It's probably not going to happen in the next term. It's going to take 2 terms because in order to overturn it and repeal it, we're going to need a Republican president and probably at least control of 1 House. But it will get overturned. There's no question about that. The Obamacare is probably the single most destructive bill to be passed in the last 15 years. It will destroy every level of the healthcare system in the United States. And let's face it, all they're trying to do is get their foot in the door so they can move toward a socialized single-payer system that has been proven completely ineffective in every country where it's ever been used. I have no idea why these people are doing this, but every facet of the healthcare business wants to get rid of that bill. And the vast majority of the people in the United States want to get rid of that bill. As soon as we get a Republican president, not in this term, but in the next term, and as soon as we get enough good, strong, conservative Republicans, and the mood is going in that direction, make no mistake, this country is getting more conservative as we speak because everybody has had their bellies full. They've seen what is happening and they're tired of it. And I will guarantee you that will be repealed, but it won't be until about 2.5 years.